This is Laura Barrera with Your Main Concern, and you're listening to The Opportunity Project. I'm an executive director, coach, and trainer with the John Maxwell team, and I'd like to welcome you to this podcast. It's my mission to help people understand the dynamics of opportunities, most specifically, how we can attract the best opportunities into our lives. On this platform, I'll share some great examples of best practices from people who have taken the challenges placed before them and turned them into opportunities. I hope you'll enjoy what I have in store for you. Thanks for tuning in. Today's guest is my amazing friend, Lisa Edwards. Lisa serves alongside her dog, Skipperdoodle, as the face of a small company with a big mission. Since 2008, Lisa has been a voice for others who suffer from domestic violence. She founded 2 social entrepreneurial companies, the first being Lifestyle to Independence, founded in 2016, which is an affordable housing solution for domestic violence victims and female veterans. And then, in 2018, she founded LTI Company, which is her public speaking and product development platform. Once a victim, now a survivor, Lisa shares her inspirational message of hope and a roadmap to financial independence in supporting female veterans and domestic violence survivors. Lisa comes to us from her home in Newburgh, New York. Welcome, Lisa and Skipperdoodle. Hey.
Hello.
Does he have his bow tie? His bow tie?
Yeah, look at his bow tie. Come here, Bubba. Have a seat. Gonna say hello to Miss Laura. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Give a little hello. Good. Look.
Oh,
Hi.
aren't you precious? Oh, he's so sweet, Lisa.
Thank you. He is such a good dog. Once he's in a room, he said hello to every pretty girl he can find, which they're all of them. Then after that, he settles right into his little bed, and wherever mommy goes, he'll go.
Oh, sweet. All right, Lisa. So I know you were recently featured in an important book called Giving Women a Voice, and you told the world parts of your incredible story. And I wonder if you would run down some of the factors of those years of abuse that you suffered and how they led to you being the incredible woman you are today.
Thank you, Laura, for having me on here today, first of all, and answering your first question in reference to what are some of the factors that happened to me during these tumultuous years that led me to be who I am today. Well, I succinctly tell it, in the last around 20 years, I lost 7 homes, 4 jobs, 2 cars, and my young son when he was 5.5 years old on the second time custody battle due to an abusive ex-husband. But what was a real shocker, Laura, is that I thought I was 1 in a million, but what I found out is that I'm one of millions.
Wow.
And with that, I had to do something about this.
Yeah.
I can't tell part of the story because I'll give the book away.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give some of the book away, but there's a particular story in there that that tells the audience or tells the reader the deal I made, with God.
Yeah.
And I said to him, "You helped me through these 15 years, and I will be a voice."
And he did. And you kept your end of that bargain, Lisa. I know. And we're going to talk a little bit about your great work here. So speak into your why a little bit for me.
Well, my why is my son. My why is my son, Taylor. He's amazing. I was so close. If you can just imagine, at 5.5 years old. And I would never even imagine this in my wildest dreams, that I, as the mom that I am, could ever lose a child custody. I had to go through it myself in order to possibly even think of what these other women are going through and understand the process. I would never believe them if I didn't go through it myself. But my why is my son. It goes back a little bit, Laura, as when I was a child, that at the age 13, my sister 14, my other sister 15, and my younger brother 10, my father had left our family and abandoned us. So those scars, they do so much to you. You might not see it on the outside, but the inside, to change that, it takes a lifetime. And nothing was more important to me than my family or my son, mostly my son. And so I would do anything to be with him, to see him, and to care for him, and to be able to see a child in many different abusive situations and being abused. It hurts more than if they abused you. There's a lot of backlash that you get for telling the truth. And I'm going to tell you, you need to be strong. And that Lisa that was before my dad left, and when I knew when I was a little girl it was going to do something special, I just found her. The fear is gone, and I shed the old me. And as much as I wrote about my story and much as I did this, there was still the inner subconscious mind that was still showing up.
Oh, yeah.
And I can try as hard as I want, but until this fearless woman from the inside showed up, that's when things are really going to happen. Oh my God, and it did. So I had to pivot, Laura, as many of us had to do. Just to give you a little bit of background with the women that are watching, I bought this home making less than $26,000 a year.
The one you're living in, or
10 years ago.
In Newburgh.
Yes.
Yeah.
I dealt with a disability. I had a part-time job. I didn't have a computer. I didn't have a cell phone, but I had a desire. And my girlfriend let me live in her unfinished attic, and they had a computer that I was able to use when they weren't on it. So I said, and don't say it too loud, because if you tell someone that you're living in an unfinished attic, part-time job, deal with a disability, a car, and you're making less than $26,000 a year, and you tell them you're going to buy a home of your own, you'll end up in the hospital, because they'll tell you you're crazy.
Well, if you're crazy, we should all be crazy, Lisa.
Yeah, thank you. I bought a home 3 doors down from mine for these women. It was my intention that my home here be for myself. But through this whole thing, I realized that, I needed to sell that other home. Well, as we've learned, we change the plan and keep the goal. My personal home right now, within the next 30 days, is going to be transitioned so that we're going to be able to accommodate 4 women. And my goal is to have it for October 1st ready, which is actually Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Oh, wonderful. That's so cool. I'm looking at the picture behind you over your shoulder above. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Before I got married, I had an amazing career, and it was in the travel and tourism business. And that was one of the vessels in which I actually hosted for Steve Forbes. But I had an amazing career with Robustelli Corporate Services Travel in Stamford, Connecticut. And I worked in 5 different divisions of the company. And the last one was special events and incentives. And then one day my boss said, Lisa, I need you to do me a favor. And I said, anything for you. And he said, I need you to charter me a yacht. And I was like, oh, come on up. We need to talk about this. So I did, and I did not stop. I absolutely loved it. and the Hudson River is in my backyard here. So in the summer times, I would be chartering many private yachts for corporate and hostessing them. So I love that career. I
That's
loved it.
amazing. What a great
Yeah.
start for you. And then you got derailed.
Yeah, so I went from that to marrying a local guy to going through 20 years of hell and back.
Yeah. Why don't you tell me a little bit about how the systems that are in place, which are meant to address domestic violence, actually impacted your situation and not in the way we might expect?
And what's really important and essential is that the people on the front line are really able to assess things and do what's necessary in order for a victim to be in a safer place. And it's very hard. I was just thinking about that, Laura, and unfortunately, in my situation, they actually helped the abuser, unfortunately.
Domestic violence is a crime, but if the systems are broken, there are still things that need to happen to save these victims, right? And you're part of that.
There's a story that I remember, Laura, I want to talk a little bit about. And, you know, it really takes a whole village to help this situation. And I was just thinking of it. I was working with a woman in Maryland that was a victim of domestic violence, and I still do to this day try to coach her. And she needed something to fix her house up with. So I knew that Lowe's or Home Depot, Lowe's I think it was at the time, they did do some of those things. And so I did reach out to them and I wrote them a letter and what have you, and I was talking to them. The woman called me back months later and said, Lisa, could you help me? She goes, one of our employees is being abused. Can you tell me what to do? How can you help me? She worked together with me. I gave her guidance. She got the police department involved. This one was locked in her home with a padlock on the outside. She'd lost her children because the abuser was painting the story. They got her. They're able to bring her to the DA. They're able to stand up for her. The company stood up for her. She got her children back, and I got a phone call.
Wow.
That's what it takes.
So can you tell us about the mindset that enabled you to not only persevere your own situation, but to actually move beyond that to a place where you were empowering other women?
Well, it had to start with my faith. It had to start that I knew that I was not alone. I had to be just sheer determined that I was going to be able to be the mother that Taylor would be proud of.
Oh.
I was sheer determined that God would never leave me or forsake me. And somehow, someday, I'd be able to value myself again. I was always kind to people. That's the one thing I do know. I was always kind to people. And, you know, also, Laura, I always stood up for people. If someone was bullied or someone was treated badly, I was always the one to stand up for them. It's probably because it happened to me at a young age that my parents didn't know or didn't stand up for us. So it's pretty deep. But, you know, I'm strong-willed and I don't let a lot stop me. Although I did not have the finances and all through all of this, my faith is really strong.
You wrote a beautiful poem that kind of captures that essence, and I wonder if you would read it for us.
Sure. My poem was called My Inner Voice, and I actually got this aha and understanding of this because of December 24th, 2006 was my younger brother had passed away. So kind of where it evolved after. It's called My Inner Voice. I once used to think that disability meant inability and homelessness meant helplessness. But if I would change my mind, I could change my world. So with the grace of God and my walk of faith, I learned that I really can endure. I learned that obstacles are opportunities, that I really am strong, that I really do have self-worth, and I found me and I love me once again.
That's just so beautiful.
Thank you.
So let's now talk about some of the beautiful missions of your wonderful companies and how you are accomplishing everything that you've wanted to.
Thank you, Laura. Lifestyle Independence was created in 2016, and every time that I create something, I have a tug at my heart, and it tells me what to do. And if you decide to ignore that tug at your heart and you try something else, you will fail, and that tug will come back again and again until you listen. So it's not can we, it's how can we. Economic independence is what we're creating. I thought I had to purchase a home for these women first because of the fact that if you are constantly in survival mode, you will never be able to even live that day. Mm-hmm. You are in fight or flight mode. You cannot get anything calm in your body. You can't focus. There's anything you can do. So I was like, these women need the 3 basic necessities in life in order to be able to even comprehend any of this. Lifestyle independence is affordable housing, food, and clothing. I am looking for a few strong organizations that are in line with what we're doing. I do believe that Lifestyle Independence, Laura, will be focusing on speaking at colleges across the country. And my message is one of hope, but we are actually social entrepreneurs, okay, and understanding the importance of collaboration. So what LTI company is public speaking and product development. Our goal is to create economic independence and actually help to alleviate poverty. And I have come up with a way to do that. This is our Every Purple Heart Has a Home. It goes over your heart. It's Every Purple Heart Has a Home, and that is our logo. General George Washington created the Purple Heart, which is only a few blocks from my home, right here as the first badge of merit for military. So purple is domestic violence and that. So what we're doing is we're creating products to sell. And every product that we create, we're actually creating an entrepreneur and is going to be made in America. So we have the book, which is a collaboration, women. I have a beautiful stainless steel bookmarker that's here. This was done over 2 years ago, knowing that I would write a book. Oh. And that's the elevation of the first home build.
Oh, cool.
We're going to change that to actually this home. And what's really amazing is our Tiles for Hope. This will be everywhere. This is just one of them.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
Thank you. It goes with a metal emblem of our logo embossed. And then there's a personal card that's made, and it is the astonishing power of hope. And it tells a little story about our Tiles for Hope. And we sell them for $250, which is basically 1 square foot. That'll help rebuild women's lives. And then also what we've done, we just contracted last week with a company called SOS Northwest in Vancouver, Washington. And what they do is they help with affordable housing for veterans and emotional support and everything. And what they're going to do is they're going to raffle them off. So we sell $5 tickets. 100 tickets per is $500. So we sell the tiles, they raffle them, and it is like a triple whammy.
That's great, Lisa. Yeah. That's great.
And they're going to be doing it all online now. So it really helps when you're trying to raise money for nonprofit organizations.
Right, absolutely. Yeah. Because they can't have the events that they use, they've used in the past to do these things.
When our team members are able to come in from various other countries, okay, we're going to be able to have the Tiles for Hope in their country. Every product that we have, we're creating an entrepreneurial female that will be doing it. We're making it in America, and we're selling it everywhere in the world. The Tiles for Hope right now is basically the contiguous United States. But what I have to say is, Amazon, move over. I would like to let you know what's next. So I will be shopping between October and February for a 45-foot deluxe motor coach. Go across the country. What we would like to do is we'd like to do a 6-month to 1-year itinerary as to where we're going. I'm going to have 2 advertising packages, and then I want 7 companies. I have to see. I want the vessel to be really beautiful, and I only want the advertising on the back of it. But I have a whole advertising thing to put together, because they're going to be advertised at every presentation, on our website, the back of the motor coach.
You talked about having dinners and sponsors and.
Yes. Oh my God. You have no idea. Oh, the first dinner actually was here last week because, all right, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. We actually have a culinary chef, and she said, how many people have the private chef? I have a private chef now. She's coming on board. And also there is a world famous chef right now that actually just finished in Paris with pastries, and he wants to serve his desserts on my Tiles for Hope, and he's in Texas.
Oh, I just got the chills. That's
I know.
Phenomenal.
We are going to be on radio. A radio show is in 81 countries. They're going to be following us.
Oh, wow.
We have Manufacturers Technology, which did my first article. They're going to be following us. You know, we're not here just to make products. We're here to create entrepreneurs, create a way for economic independence. And when we create products, I don't know if you know, that is a ground up approach to economic independence. So from the bottom up, manufacturing, making things.
All right, Lisa. So how can our viewers find you?
The viewers can find me on lifestyle2independence.com. You can go to my website, or I'll also give you my telephone number is 914-505-5451. Please call me or text me. Let me know that you heard me on the Laura Show here.
The Opportunity Project.
The Opportunity Project. That couldn't be more perfect. So give a call, get involved with myself and Laura. I'm sure we can all work together and collaborate to make it a better world for you and me. At Lifestyle Independence, together, we're in the business of rebuilding lives.
Oh, that's beautiful. And that's a great note to end on, Lisa. Can't thank you enough for this opportunity to have you be my first guest. I just admire you so much and look forward to watching your success and being part of it with you. So
great.
Best wishes for all you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you.